Back on SportsBIT, betting insight today, Pauly and Teddy. Time for a big game breakdown. As always, live odds, sportsbookreview.com. Let's start in the NBA. Mavs hit the road to take on the Thunder. OKC 7.5, 201.5 the total. Mavs starting to become interesting here. The 49-point win at home against the Lakers. They beat the Knicks at home last night. They're fighting for that 8 seed, Teddy. And I know they're only 4 games out, which we'll get to this later in the year, but do you want to tank or do you want to try to get the 8 seed and get embarrassed by the Warriors in the first round?
Well, each individual team's going to have their own opinion about whether it's worth fighting for the 8 seed in the West and the right to get swept by Golden State. For Dallas, I mean, you've heard the players say, you've heard the coaches say, you've heard Mark Cuban say that they keep going back and forth. I mean, their poor record is as much about injuries as any other factor, but they're still banged up. I mean, they did get Andrew Bogut back last night. They're going to get Wesley Matthews back at some point in the next few games. Don't know if he's going to be back tonight. Early report says he's doubtful, but J.J. Barea is hurt again. Darren Williams hurt his toe last night. He's very questionable here. You've got guys, Pierre Jackson. This is a second rounder back in 2013. Never made the big show until this year with Dallas. All of a sudden, the last guy off the bench is getting 42 minutes in the last 2 games. 14.6 assists. Now he's supposed to guard Russell Westbrook tonight. Injuries continue to be a problem for the Dallas Mavericks, even with Andrew Bogut back healthy. And of course, Bogut only 2 points and 4 rebounds off the bench last night. He does help fill out what had been a fairly shallow rotation.
And this guy took a lot of abuse last year in the playoffs, and rightfully so, but a guy who's holding his own and stepping up has been Harrison Barnes. Ended a streak of 43 straight games with double digits in the win against the Lakers. They didn't need it because they won by 49. And then he had 23 last night in the win against the Knicks. Bogut only 2 points and 4 rebounds off the bench, but he can help out in the rotation. Now you got OKC. They won at Utah, the Westbrook buzzer beater, 1 second left. And then they won at New Orleans last night. So now, Teddy, back at home, is this streak finally over where they had all these road games and so many different court changes?
Well, yeah, they had 14-18 on the road. Now, they did break up the cycle. They got a couple of games, a couple of days, I'd say, at home. They got to sleep in their own beds between Golden State and Utah last week. They also got Steven Adams back in the lineup. And, of course, they got clocked on the board. They were minus 21 in the 2 games without him. They won the boards at Utah, good rebounding team, and at New Orleans, another good rebounding team in his return. And that really matters tonight. You look at the season-long numbers. Look at the graphic right here. Oklahoma City grabbing better than 52% of all available rebounds. They're number 3 in the NBA. Dallas, dead last among the 30 NBA teams at grabbing available rebounds.
May need Adams even more tonight. Cantor left the game early, questionable, and we'll see what that situation is coming up tonight. It was a team win in New Orleans last night. Westbrook, another triple-double, but didn't pass the smell test. 7 of 22 shooting, 8 turnovers, and look at the plus-minus. Westbrook in 35 minutes, plus-minus is 0. Westbrook out 12 minutes, plus 12. They outscored New Orleans by 12 points when Westbrook was on the bench. Come on.
Yeah, well, you get a triple-double, that's great. When you shoot 7 of 22 from the floor and you have 8 turnovers, yeah, it's a triple-double that does not pass the smell test.
Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.